Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Let's start with Chapter 3 of White Silk Lover. Tuesday, March 30th, midnight. Thomas Blake. For the first time in how many months, I've enjoyed myself. Pretending to be me was fun. Kobe was fun. Puppy-worshipping eyes, nicely toned arms, and nice abs. My kind of cute. Once he relaxed a little, I liked being with him. He never suspected who I was, and I could relax as well. Sterling didn't get in the middle to complicate things. Joy and I walked Kobe and Kelly to the stage door that led out to the parking lot. I guess my music had changed someone's life. Something warm glowed inside me. It had been too long since I felt joy at what I did. Without realizing it, Kobe had made me catch a glimpse of what my songs could do. The sad part was the realization that, once he walked out that door, I would never see him again. Wouldn't it be nice to be normal? Even for a few hours, I could escape Sterling Locke and be me just one night. Under different circumstances, Kobe and I could have hung out somewhere and talked. Tomas is not some mega idol like Locke, just a lonely guy trapped in an expensive lie. More than likely, Kobe wouldn't want anything to do with me. He had his life, his friends, and his dreams. Someday, I would like to find someone who likes me, not for my fame or my money, but for me. Somebody I don't have to be Sterling Locke for them to like, but simply Tomas. Somebody that can take the loneliness away. That's one thing nobody tells you about the price of fame. It's very isolated at the top, and I will fall off any time now. Washed up, and I'm only 23. Kobe carried the 2 shirts in a shopping bag someone had found. Kelly kept talking about nothing at all. So I took a chance I already knew was doomed as we left the building. Tomas is not Sterling. No screaming fans, no paparazzi. Nobody wants to interview him. But I just want one simple night away from everything for a few hours. Kobe, I said, I know I'm only a backup singer, but would you mind having dinner with me tomorrow night? Sterling's here for 3 days and has a concert day after tomorrow, so I have tomorrow night off. My heart pounded so loud I swear it made a rhythm on the concrete. Crossing her arms, Joey frowned at me, slightly shaking her head no. But it was too late. It took a moment before Kobe realized I was asking him out. Me? I have to convince him somehow. Just let me have one night being normal, please. You'll have to choose a place, because I don't know Vegas very well. A slow grin spread across his face. Me? You want to date me? Kobe hasn't said no yet. I'll have to keep trying. We'll make it a triple date. Kelly, why don't you bring a date? And Joey, you too. Then Kobe, you won't have to feel weird dating somebody you've barely met. You could have any of the girls here. I mean, you're Sterling Locke's backup singer. I like you. I lowered my voice so no one else heard, and a little of my pain escaped without me wanting it to. Sterling can have all those girls. He usually does anyway. I need to escape for a few hours. Can I meet you tomorrow night? We won't do anything serious if that's what you're afraid of. Something fun. Something that is away from my life here. With a quick step behind Kobe and Kelly, Joey mouthed, No, no way. It's too dangerous. Kelly elbowed Kobe in the ribs and whispered something in his ear. Grinning, Kobe blushed a little and whispered something back. When he looked at me, it was with the eyes of a golden retriever, not sure if it's okay to say what he's about to say. There's this place that has open mic Wednesdays I like to go to, Kobe said. I don't have a car, so maybe you could meet us there? For the first time in months, I'm excited. Sterling would never smile like I'm smiling right now. Deal. Give me the address. Behind them, Joey rolled her eyes. Wednesday, March 31st, 2 p.m. Kobe. Things like this don't happen to me. I'm at work. Bixby's Electronics. It sells games and DVDs at one end of the store, flat screens in the middle, and computers and software at the other. The rear wall has various flat screens all linked together, either playing a movie or ads or a music video. I'm a customer associate professional, or just a fancy way of saying a salesperson. I take classes at the college in the morning, then put in a 6-hour shift in the afternoon. Why not full-time? They don't have to pay me benefits. I've been there for 6 months, and though it paid the bills, I didn't always enjoy it. Dealing with people was always hard for me, which is why getting asked out last night shocked me. The delivery truck arrived this morning, and I helped them take the new flat screen boxes into storage. Nobody had ever asked me out. It doesn't happen. The number of morbidly obese people asked out is about the same as the number of chocolate chips on a hamburger. 0. Even though I've lost the weight, everyone I know is waiting for me to rebound. That's what I'm afraid of too. We stack the boxes on top of each other. Then it's back to the truck for another load. One advantage of lifting weights is that they use me to haul in everything. I guess Tomas must be pretty desperate to ask me out, and I must be pretty desperate to accept. Do I have any sort of life? No. College, job, constant piano practice, singing. That's me in a nutshell. After work, I headed to the gym for an hour. It's on the bus with one transfer, and it took me through a part of town I hoped I could forget. It only reminded me of how bad things got the year after high school. Every time I stared at the Desert Sun Motel, the motel where I sold my virginity. No one knew, and I'm desperate Kelly and Conrad don't find out. If they find out what I had to do, would they even want me around? The bus pulled up to the gym, and I walked in. One quick change hiding in a bathroom stall, and it's off to the weights. My backpack stayed with me, because I don't trust the lockers. One good kick in just the right spot, and anybody could break into them. This wasn't my lifestyle back in high school, and some days it would be real easy to quit. I might be vegan, I might go to the gym almost daily, but lately it's been a fight to do both. It won't take much to knock me down, and when it happens, I'm afraid I'll gain the weight back in minutes. Today is a chest and shoulders day. Using the chest press machine, I do my 3 sets of 10 reps. On the gym wall are the star athletes of the club. Each month they choose someone new. My picture is third from the end. I won it when I achieved 100 pounds lost. They have my before and after pictures on the wall. 310-pound round and chubby me next to skinny me. I won $100 and a gift certificate to a steakhouse vegans never eat at. Chin-ups. Again, 3 sets of 10 reps. I check the time. I still have a bit left. Weighted push-ups. 3 sets and 10 reps. Then I rushed trap pulls. 2 sets. 7 reps each. Making sure no one was around, I showered and put my work clothes back on. Yes, it's a black golf shirt that says Bixby's. Then it's off to the bus for the 20-minute ride to my sanctuary. Club Diggory became my home away from my apartment. I used to work there, but I needed more than tip money to pay for college. Kelly and I always go there, and a bunch of friends from college. Tonight, it will just be the 6 of us. I'll have one advantage over last night. I'm not covered in blood. Getting off the bus, I arrived with 15 minutes to spare, and I'm nervous. Good thing my shirt is black, because black hides the sweat under my arms. It's also supposed to be slimming. I simply hope it hides a little bit of extra skin around my waist. The club has dark green walls, a dark brown carpeted floor, and a black ceiling. The floor is split into tiered sections facing the stage. 3 tiers, rising up one after the other. The first tier is too close for me, because it seems like I can see right up into the nostril of whoever is performing. The 3rd tier is too far away, so I have a favorite section in the 2nd tier. Tables fill the tiers, and various sized booths line the walls, and all are aimed at the stage. On the stage are the DJ stand off to stage left, a baby grand piano that I love, and a couple of microphones with stands. I probably should have gone back to my apartment and changed, but I didn't have time. What if I'm too casual? Okay, I'm starting to panic. It's been a long time since I've been on a date. A year? The last one was a blind date, and when we parted, he hugged me, and for a moment I thought I saw disgust past his eyes as he felt how soft and blubbery I used to be. I was about 250 pounds then, and that one look almost made me binge on Haagen-Dazs and hot fudge and Oreos. I set up the table and chairs for 6 and took a seat. Other people were trickling in. Open mic Wednesdays have been a popular attraction. Sometimes I get up on stage and sing. Sometimes I stay in the crowd and watch. Charlie is the owner, MC, and a part-time comedian. Open night is his way of trying out new talent, though he has as many wannabe singers as well as hopeless comedians as ones with real talent. Sometimes a talent scout stops by. About 10 minutes before date time, Kelly showed up. She worked at Mackenzie's Boutique, a women's clothing store that specializes in high-end clothes. She wore her uniform, a stylish white polo that said Mackenzie's Boutique on the left. Have you seen Conrad yet? Conrad Vittori, a friend from the music department, and Kelly's current beau. Not yet, nor Tomas and the others. They'll be here, she said. She disappeared, and I stared at the main entrance. Maybe Tomas wouldn't show. Maybe they got lost. Maybe he was disgusted with me like my last date. Conrad showed up, wearing a vintage Kiss t-shirt and jeans. When he saw me, he gave a chin lift and went to the bar to get a drink. Conrad's always laid back. Brown hair to his shoulders, brown eyes, always tan. He works at the tanning salon a couple of miles from here when he's not going to school. He's changed majors 3 times and can't decide between an art degree or a sports therapist degree or a music degree. Last year, it was something to do with business. I don't remember what it was before that. Tomas walked through the door. Is it bad if my heart stopped beating and I stared at Tomas like a deer in front of a semi? I'm doomed. He wore a navy button-down shirt that shimmered, black jeans, some kind of subtle silver necklace. The shirt brought out the gray of his eyes and heightened the tone of his skin. I thought the t-shirt I had seen him in before showcased his pecs. It didn't do them justice. The smooth, silky sheen on the shirt highlighted his muscles. He had brown hair lightly spiked, and he smiled as Joey and some guy walked in behind him. I barely noticed them because I couldn't stop staring at Tomas. He didn't give off any Sterling vibes tonight. He was much better looking. Joey spotted me drooling and pointed our way. Tongue back in mouth, Conrad said, and sat at the table, setting a couple of Cokes down. Now close your mouth. You're embarrassing yourself and me. Good thing we're here to keep you out of trouble. With more willpower than I've ever possessed, I stood and waved, which I didn't need to do because they've already spotted us. I couldn't take my eyes off Tomas. How did I get so lucky? No way I'm being creepy. Okay, I am, and I can't stop. This looks like a pretty fun place, Joey said. This is my date, Albert. He's Sterling's chauffeur, and it's about time the slave driver let him have a night off. She elbowed Tomas for some unknown reason. Albert pulled a chair out for Joey and helped her sit down. I bet you hear some nice original songs at a place like this. How's the coffee? Are you going to stop staring any time soon? Tomas said, laughing at me. Sorry, did you know you're better looking than Sterling? I said. Oh crap, I said that out loud. Joey and Albert lost it, and a second later Tomas did as well. They laughed at something I didn't get. It's official, Tomas said and stifled a chuckle. I don't look like Sterling, and thank you. I take that as a compliment. Kelly snuck up and wrapped her arms around me. Now you can see why we don't let him out of sight. Conrad, this is Tomas, the backup singer I told you about.